making some ribs for supper. It is Valentine's Day today, so I thought I would bring you along with me while I make them. Okay, so this is our set of ribs here. We have 3, obviously, and I've already taken the back membrane off. I did mean to film that, but I forgot. So all we're going to do is we're going to go in with some of this Sweet Preacher pork rub from Fire and Smoke Society. It's good. It's got a tiny little bite to it, so I won't use too much of it for me and the kids. I don't like spicy. And then I have the Clubhouse Le Grill maple bacon seasoning. This is one I use on, I really enjoy on pork. If you go to the store and don't want to pay the extra for like the maple bacon, don't. Get your regular bacon and put this stuff on it. Seriously, it tastes so good. And for added flavor on bacon, you could always grill it up with a little bit of maple syrup, and it just adds a little sweetness. It caramelizes. It's so good. Anyway, so I do both sides. I do both the back and the front, and I'll go in with just a little bit on each side. And then I'll go in with the maple bacon also. And then I just give it just a little bit of a rub in. And then I flip. And I will do the same to the other side. So again, with the Sweet Preacher seasoning, like I said, I just try to do just a little bit for me and the kiddos. And then again with the maple bacon. And then these ribs, once I get this all rubbed in, will go onto our Traeger grill. I normally follow the 3-2-1 rule, which is you smoke it for 3 hours on smoke or 180 degrees, and then for 2 hours you wrap it in tinfoil with a little bit of liquid in it. I use apple juice. It adds a very nice flavor. So that goes on at 225 for 2 hours, and then you pull it out of the aluminum foil and you leave it at 225 degrees on the Traeger, and you put it back on the grill, and then I coat it in a barbecue sauce, which I will show you later what I do for my barbecue sauce. So these will now go onto the Traeger. Okay, and I always put mine bone down. Okay, so now the ribs are on the Traeger. Like I was saying before, I normally follow the 3-2-1 method that Traeger recommends, but unfortunately I was in town this morning and I've run out of time. So the ribs are only going to get about an hour and a half smoke time. Then I'll do the full 2 hours in the tin foil with apple juice, and then you can generally finish them in about 30 minutes or so. Sometimes I need a little bit more. If they don't seem like they're cooking fast enough, I'll probably just turn the heat up a little bit, like a notch, in order to finish them off. So that's where we are at the moment. I will record the rest of supper prep. We are doing baked potatoes with the ribs as well. And so I'll show you what I do for that. Then we're doing a bagged salad. It's my favorite bagged salad right now. I don't often buy them, but when I do and I find a good one, we do them on occasion. So that's what we're going to do for supper, and I will bring you guys along with. It is 3:15 now, and I am going to go grab the ribs off of the Traeger in order to be able to wrap them in tin foil and put a little bit of apple juice in with them. So this is what the ribs look like now. When I pulled the ribs off, I also turned the Traeger up to 225. I am going to get the applesauce out. I just use that applesauce, not applesauce, sorry, apple juice. The apple juice you use doesn't really matter. You can also just add water if that's what you want to. So I do 2 sheets per rib. Not per rib, per rack, I guess. And I try to do the bigger one on the bottom. This one isn't a whole lot bigger, so we'll just use this one for the smaller rack. So there's the smaller rack there. I guess there's 2 smaller racks. So then all I do is kind of try to center it. Then I fold this over and fold this over. And fold the other side over as well. And then I kind of try to crimp these together. I only do one side to start so that I can pour the apple juice in. I use about a 1/4 cup of apple juice per rack. You could do a little bit more if you wanted to. I think I'll do just a splash more. So maybe 1/3 cup. You could also use a 1/2 cup. You're just going to get more of a fall off the bone sort of effect, which if that is how you like your ribs, then you go ahead and do that. The method I'm using right now will be more of a not quite fall off the bone, but it will be tender. So then I just fold it over like that, and I'll put this one back on the baking sheet with the rest of them, and then I will get the next 2 sets ready. So this is what my baking sheet looks like at the moment. I will now take these back out to the Traeger. Okay, so those are on the Traeger now. It is 3:30, a little later than I wanted it to be. That's okay. So these will now cook till, I'll probably pull them off at 5:15, and then it should only take about 1/2 hour to finish them off. So we'll be eating supper around 6 o'clock. All right, so it is 4 to 5, and I'm going to get the baked potatoes ready. So I got 5 russet potatoes here, my fork to stab a couple holes. I got my avocado oil, and I have my Redmond's Real Sea Salt. And I also have the oven preheating to 425 degrees, and these will need to cook for 45 minutes to an hour. And you kind of just do that, and then you want to just rub it all over the place. And then do that with this potato also. And with the rest of them, obviously. That is the beautiful noise of the oven being preheated. So I give her a good, healthy coating of salt. I am one who really enjoys eating the crispy, salty skin. And with this salt, you don't have to really worry about it because it's a nice clean salt. I just make sure this gets all over the potatoes. So those are ready to go into the oven. Alrighty, so these get to go into the oven now. And the potatoes, now that they are in the oven, need about 45 minutes to an hour. I'll start with 45 minutes, and then if they need another few minutes, then obviously I would leave them in the oven. I'm now going to make the barbecue sauce that I am going to put onto the ribs. So I really like to use onion soup mix. I think it's got a lot of seasoning, lots of flavor, and it just seems to work out really nicely. So I use a whole package, and then I use a little bit of vinegar. I'm also going to add in some of the honey garlic bonanza bullseye sauce. Just maybe like 2-3 tablespoons. And then this is coconut sugar. And I will add a couple, 3 scoops for that. I find with the coconut sugar, it caramelizes really nicely on the ribs. So then I give her a little bit of a taste. It's still a little bit vinegary, so I think I am going to add another 2 spoonfuls of it. I mean, if you want to make this at home, just make it how you like it. A little sweeter, a little zippier, add a little bit more barbecue sauce. This is a really versatile sauce I'm making here. I make it a couple different ways for a couple different dishes. So you can just do whatever you like. But anyway, that's kind of what it looks like. All right, so it is 5:15 and I have my pan here, and I'm going to take these off, and I have to take the foil off. It's easiest if you just put it on a pan, and then you can just take it out. Then you can just take it out of there. Flip upside down because I am going to go inside and grab the barbecue sauce. I'm back with the barbecue sauce. I try not to apply too much to the bottom because there's not a whole lot of meat on the bottom. But you also don't want to like cheap out on how much you put. And then if this one has some extra edging here, so does this one. I'll put a little bit on there also. Okay, and now I will flip all of them and do the same thing to this side. go. If you don't like your ribs that saucy, then obviously you could save this for later if you had extras. Okay, so now that supper is just about ready, the potatoes have about 13 minutes left on them, and the ribs should have about the same. I am going to put the salad in the bowl and mix it. I like my salads to sit for a little bit just to kind of soak in the dressing. So this is the salad that is my new obsession right now. It is the Sunflower Crunch Salad by Your Fresh Market. I got it at Walmart. I'm not sure who else sells the Your Fresh Market. So in it, there is green and red cabbage, kale, green leaf lettuce, carrots, sweet onion vinaigrette, dry roasted edamame, Italian cheese blend, roasted sunflower seeds, and toasted quinoa. It is so, so good. It will just sit and marinate for the next little bit until the rest of supper is ready. All right, so it is 5:50. And I have pulled the ribs off of the Traeger, and so that is what they look like. And the potatoes are all done. So that'll be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Okay, bye.